Saturday live stream. Now, wow, what a day it was yesterday. I had a long argument to myself just talking about why I fear my own ideas becoming part of propaganda, even though I don't want my ideas to be propaganda. I just don't want it to. I want to talk about this because it does worry me. I also want to mention some of the ideas I said yesterday and kind of go more deeper into them. Now, good morning for those of you who are just waking up to this live stream. It's 10. It's almost 10 o'clock for me, which is pretty early, and that's pretty amazing. Hey, it's early. The skies are being covered with clouds. I can see patches of blue in the sky. Okay, a bit worrisome, but of course, at this point, I'm tired of gloomy weather. I have a flake over here. It's been in the fridge, not the freezer. If it was in the freezer, it'll taste much better. But I have it. It was in the fridge. It was okay. The dipped one is always better than the original because the dipped one doesn't really break that easily compared to this one, the regular. The regular flake just breaks and crumbles. I don't even know why they even sell the regular one anymore. Why can't they just sell the dipped one instead? Dipped one tastes better too. I don't know. It just had this strange taste that made everything taste better with flake. Anyways, I've been warming up my voice. If you can hear it properly, it's still a bit um, it's still a bit croaky at the end, and I can't really do anything about that. It's gonna take some time to keep warming it up. I gotta get back into this habit. This is day 2 of getting back into this habit. Now, yesterday I was discussing Matt Walsh and how Matt Walsh destroyed Mayam activists. Okay, it was 1 versus 3 and he destroyed them. Oh my gosh. And the fact that Matt can be so calm in a situation like that, it's insane. It really is insane. Because for a fact I wouldn't be that calm. I would be arguing and arguing. But Matt does sell our point very clearly. And if you check his videos, they're getting a lot of likes. I can't tell the dislikes, obviously, but the comments are very positive. A lot of people are actually praising Matt for standing up for women. Um, isn't it strange how we've just completely left the bounds of reality for the sake of delusions? It's like, oh no, we gotta let this delusion happen. Now everyone's attacking Dr. Phil because how dare he have Matt Walsh on his show? How dare they have a discussion? And the fact that these people out there acting like this is because they are opposed uh, to these other beliefs, obviously. They are scared of these other thoughts because they've been walking rampant for so long, okay? So long thinking they're totally free, and now someone challenges their ideology, and now they get scared instead of being so sure of their ideology. They're not sure about their own ideology. They're literally trying to, basically attack Dr. Full now because how dare he have Matt Walsh in? How about just challenge Matt Walsh to a debate or a conversation about this if you're totally sure of what you are? But no, we got we gotta attack Dr. Full instead. That's what we gotta do. Am I right? Because that makes more sense of defending your ideology than anything else. Okay. Yes, people would rather attack others than defend their own ideology. It's really insane. We've gotten to a point where it's like they can't define a woman. They can't even define a proper woman. They can't define anything these days. And it's like, okay, so what's the point of even transitioning? We can go deep down in this rabbit hole, but I have no time for this. Speaking of rabbits, I don't have a pet rabbit yet. It's not fair. It's not fair whatsoever not to have a pet rabbit. Um, anyways, I gotta gobble up this chocolate before it melts because it is summer and where my room is situated, the sun always hits it. The heat always gets trapped in the walls, and at night you can really feel it. You touch the walls at night, it is hot. It's because it's been trapped during the day, and it's kind of annoying. But hey, what else can I do? Now, eating this flake is very messy. It crumbles up. Even as it's iced up, it still crumbles up a bit. we do have um, ice cream, vanilla ice cream. Eating plain vanilla ice cream without any other flavors makes me appreciate vanilla ice cream even more. I should put this in a blender, the flake in a blender, and then pour all of that dust into ice cream. You can easily grate it yourself, but then you're gonna get a lot of chunks of big chocolates. Okay, it's time to search for waifu stuff. So, nice background, pretty pictures. Okay, let's just see some Babylon Bee stuff. I love Babylon Bee. I love their skits. One of my favorite skits is the motorcyclist identifying as a bicyclist. Yeah, it was such an hilarious skit. And obviously, it's like you can't joke about that anymore. You can't even make fun of anything anymore at this point. But hey, you can make fun of straight white males. That's fine. Okay, sorry excuse for a man asked for help at Home Depot. Hitler's newly discovered diary reveals it was just following his heart. Gay writer miraculously converts by Bible verse left in Leo of Zep. X-Troll Ministry to launch next month. This is like April 2016. Dang. Okay, now let's check the news. We gotta check the news, everyone. Now, I don't feel comfortable sitting on my own chair. It's not that great. I try to sit back as I can. It's not helping. It really isn't helping. I go in my bed. I try to sleep. It's not helping as well. I've been crouched up, sitting for the past week now, and I'm not enjoying it. I really need to get a new chair. As I said previously, I'm gonna get a new chair when I earn some stuff. Um, Giving you some demands answers for whoever's in charge of California. Infographic: How to Spot a Libertarian. 9 offensive candies that need to get woke immediately. Alright, let's see this. Because, I'm all about that candy. You know, I'm surprised M&M's just gets woke. I'm adding this to the list of things I'm not going to eat. I barely eat M&M's, but I'm not going to eat it anymore. I love it when it's like once in a while. I'm not going to even have that. I refuse to have it if they're going to play stuff like this. Coke, I refuse to drink. Um, what else? M&M's, refuse to eat. I refuse to use a lot of things that goes woke, okay? 9 offensive kids that need to get woke immediately. When Eminem bravely transformed the Eminem characters into progressive liberals, they shine the spotlight on a problem no one had ever considered before. Can candy be racist? Oh my gosh, I never thought about that. Can it be transphobic or deplorable? The answer we now know is yes. There are 9 more candies that need to follow Eminem's trailblazing example and get woke ASAP. Now, I don't know most of these candies because I'm not an American. I will tell you if I know some of these candies or I've heard of some of these candies. Almond Joy, never heard of it until now. As nuts, should get nut removal surgery and be transgender. Also, it's wrong to feel joy in our broken, racist, evil country. That's privilege. Do better, Almond Joy. There are people who actually sound like this. I know uh, this is just, hold on, let me just adjust my microphone stand. I know this is just a little fake article, but there are people out there who actually sound like this, and they're 100% really reals about this type of stuff. Sour Patch Kids. I've heard of this back in the day. I remember people would make a lot of videos about Sour Patch Kids, and I always wanted to try it. They do sell it here in South Africa. I mean, we get it exported. We can export it from certain sites to South Africa. Okay, none of these kids have had gender reassignment surgery. They're not even taking puberty blockers. Additionally, they are all diverse skin colors and yet getting all in harmony. Not woke at all. And yeah, even so, like the SJWs would mention, hey, they may be all diverse, but what about X, Y, and Z? Mr. Goodbar, never heard of it. Where do we even start? Mr. Good Bar? Sugar Daddy. Do you mean sugar non birthing parents? Ray. Twix. I wouldn't be surprised if they call sugar daddy something else. Uh, Twix. I stopped supporting Twix ever since last year. Ever since they ran that awful ad. And you may be thinking, okay, that's a bit too far. But I'm sorry, they shouldn't have added that ad in the first place. The ad had nothing to do with chocolates. It was a bullying ad. They literally bullied someone for calling someone else. They bullied a bully, basically. They literally, no, not just bullied him. They took him out of existence. The fact that they are literally showing stuff like that, and don't be surprised when they do that in real life. Don't be surprised when they do stuff like that in real life. Okay, that may just be an ad, but that's all of their anger being projected on that ad. That's all of their anger being projected. Okay, instead of shouting at the person, no, or owning the person, you gotta get them off from existence. That's what you gotta do. Okay, I'm just saying, don't be surprised when people act like this in real life, because they were literally projecting it on the Twix ad, what they will do to opposing views or those who bully. Once again, I'm against bullying. I'm totally against bullying. But you don't handle bullies by literally killing them off, like literally killing them, because everyone starts off terrible. They can easily come to the path of rightfulness. You have to teach them. You have to talk to them. You have to make them understand. Whatever happened to that tolerant side? Whatever happened to that? They always preach tolerance. Remember, every time they would say, preach love, not hate. Remember that type of stuff? Remember. I remember. That was just like 4 years ago. Sugar daddy. Okay, Twix is. It's laudable that Twix has a left bar but also a right bar, so it's basically a Nazi. I wouldn't be surprised if people actually say that. Gobstopper, made by enslaved midgets, which is wrong. Watch a much. You know what? You know something? What even is this name? What? Chamel Kullet. I'm sorry. And I thought my naming skills was bad. Holy moly. What even is this? Belittling Ebonics to level of candy. So racist. Though it does earn some points for having an identity crisis. Dove chocolate. A white bird for a chocolate candy? Are you serious? Dum-dums. Okay, that's a funny name. Makes fun of the mentally less capable among us. The next time you give in to your sweet tooth, please make sure your candy is ACLU certified. Just because something is tasty doesn't mean it's woke, and if something ain't woke, then it's broke. Wait, what? Okay, I'm confused. I need to get some water. Hello, I'm doing fine. How are you doing? That was a fun article. Okay. Uh. Anyways, it's time to. It's, let me just drink some water. I'll be right back. I'm just walking across the room. I'm back. Okay. And yes, yesterday a fly sat on my bottle nozzle. It was very terrifying, but we washed it and uh going to bed in a bit late since it's getting. Wait, I'm doing good. Going to bed in a bit since it's getting late. Oh, I see. Yeah, well, in other countries it's very late right now. It's like maybe like past 3 or 4. It's pretty late. So I can understand. Cause I can understand. Um, I remember when people would stream from America and other countries close to that time zone. It would be towards like midnight for them, and it would be morning for me. So I can understand. Time zones are very complicated. Okay. Anything else before I? Okay, let me just check something else. Okay. Babylon B News. Okay. Okay. Let's keep checking. San Francisco store clerk confused as shopper actually tries to pay for merchandise. Don't miss. Okay. Ooh. Hello. Okay, it's time to discuss some of my ideas I was discussing yesterday. I discussed a lot of ideas yesterday, so much of ideas, and I just said them, and I was just ranting about you know propaganda and stuff, but then I never really mentioned them properly and why I got those ideas. Now I want to make it very clear that I have nothing against making these type of characters whatsoever. The issue is if someone used those characters for the sake of propaganda, because I don't like that. But whatever, because I like to make escapism. Escapism matters for me more than ever, because escapism is better for me. I like escapism. I don't want to always look into something and then get lectured about the real world. I can just look into the real world to get lectured. I don't want to be lectured in any form of other media. Escapism should exist, and I want to provide escapism. You ever God Eater? I highly recommend check it out. It's basically Namco's version of Monster Hunter. Ooh, that sounds fun. That sounds fun. I'm currently like 60 something hours in Monster Hunter Rise. Uh, it's pretty cool. I'm waiting for Sunbreak. I'm waiting for Sunbreak. It's coming up this July, so I can't wait. I can't wait for that. Um, but yeah, thank you for the recommendation. Um, but yes, Monster Hunter is just so fun for me. I just love it. Like before I was live streaming, I was playing Monster Hunter. Now I do wonder what they will do next for Monster Hunter, because Monster Hunter 6 could come out next year or 2024. I would say next year because it'll be a bit weird for them to miss an entire year with no content. I know they've done that in the past, but like in 2020 there was no new Monster Hunter, but they gave updates to the game to Iceborne, so it kept people busy. I also agree. Escapism is what makes entertainment great, and really, it's its main purpose. Exactly. I want people to enjoy what I'm putting out there. I really want when people play my games in the future, I want them to enjoy what I'm putting out there, and not be lectured. Okay. um, but anyways, I would like to make plenty of trans characters, plenty of them. Yesterday I was discussing a couple of ideas. I have this interesting idea about there was this man, a very masculine, hyper masculine man, and he wants to become a woman. So of course he has to travel far to change his gender, and it's gonna be it was gonna be a visual novel because I feel like that format works well for certain storytelling. So I'm gonna use that format, and honestly, it sounds like a very simple idea, but in between it's going to be pretty long. I don't think I'll charge people for that idea because sometimes I want to make a couple of games that's free, because if I charge everything for everything, it's going to cost people a lot of money. I might as well have some free stuff and quite a bit of paid stuff as well. I need to eat too, but sometimes there's nothing wrong with having free stuff, like a free video game or a free maybe a free comic book or something. I wouldn't mind giving those things away because it's just totally fine. I understand some people can't really afford things right now. And if I charge, let's just say, like, I keep continuing to charge like $60 for a game, no one would want to buy it unless it's really good and has a lot of people working in it. You know, if a game feels like it shouldn't even be priced at all, I won't price it at all. You know, sometimes some things just don't feel like they need to be priced. You know, so yes, I have plenty of ideas to make money on. I have plenty of ideas to make ideas for free. You know, so it's basically a win-win. People can enjoy some free stuff, and of course, if they want to go that extra mile, they can buy some paid for stuff. Like I'll have plenty of ideas and novels that will be costing you a couple of bucks, but there will be some things that will be free and you can play anytime. That's the best part. That's actually inclusivity. You're trying to be inclusive as possible, for those who can't really afford certain things. So There we go. See, I'm an inclusive person. I'm stunning and brave too. So, anyways, as I was mentioning with this idea, it's a very fun idea. This man has to basically travel very far just to change his gender. And in the story, you'll be seeing him doing all the masculine stuff, and then when he changes his gender, it's like he becomes so feminine, so hyper feminine. You won't even know he was a man. You won't even know that. You know, it's a very simple idea. But the one thing I fear is if people use it as propaganda. Okay, the way things are going on now with stuff like that, it feels a bit sad. You know, and I grew up watching a lot of these TGTF stuff. So I always wanted to make my own TGTF stuff. Always wanted to. When I was a bit younger, I would watch these type of stuff, and I would be like, oh wow, I want to make this type of stuff too. My stories are focused on simply being fun and having likable, interesting characters. One of my stories has lots of female characters, but it doesn't try to lecture the audience. Yeah, that's a good thing. I have a lot of female leads in my stories, a lot of them, and it's not about lecturing the audience. It's just the character who the character is. That's basically it. I have a lot of female characters, and I also have a lot of male characters. I have a lot of lesbian characters. I have just so much of characters, and honestly, I really like it. I have villains, I have heroes, and I have characters in between that don't really fit any category. I really like just creating complex characters. Anyways, as I was saying, that isn't the only trans idea I have. I also have a couple more. Like a few years ago, I was discussing this visual novel idea, TGTF, the visual novel. Many of you were very excited about this. I remember this very clearly. Everyone was so excited about this. I'm still working on it. I'm still working on different types of um complicated mechanics to be inputted in the game because I would like it to be pretty complicated, but not super complicated. I hope people get to enjoy that game. What else? Um, what else? I have just a lot of trans characters, and it's just pretty perfect as it is because I don't make these characters to basically own someone or whatever. I don't really do that. I just want to make these characters, and as I work with these characters, I feel very happy. They're also my source of escapism. When I work on a simple idea or even a complex idea, when I work on that and I focus on the characters, on the story, and everything in between, the backgrounds and everything, when I focus on that, I really get so happy. Like, I completely forget about what's happening outside in this real world, you know? Tomboys are my favorite type of female characters. Japan does a really good job doing tomboys. Exactly. Japan does a good job doing tomboys. Japan does a good job at almost everything. From, like, when it comes to writing different characters, they're just so good at it. Animation, they're good at it. What else? Quite a lot of stuff actually, and I do worry about them a lot because this woke crowd is trying to get Japan. They're trying to reach over and get Japan. That's the one thing I hate about the woke audience is that they try to control everything. You know, instead of falling on their own, as they fall, they want to grab you with them and fall. I don't think that's right. What else? When it comes to video games, when it comes to video games, um, the woke also have a lot of control over that. You know. Hold on, I just heard about this in the news. There's this video game that's being attacked right now because it has white developers. I don't know how that's a problem, but that's a problem somehow, and people are angry about that game. Okay, by French studio. It's made in France. Okay, but oh no, white people. So I guess people can't enjoy it. Let's just see this. Let me just type this to get the article. To get any article, you gotta put woke in it just to get the article. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I have to actually find it. I just heard about this game, and basically, um, people were getting angry because the white developers. I have characters from different backgrounds. I've been working on so much of characters from different backgrounds, different skin tones that I don't even share with, and yet it's so easy for me to work on that. I don't get why you need to get the same type of people to work on the same type of stuff. I don't know why. I really don't get why. Like, you don't need you don't need a Japanese person to make a Japanese uh inspired game. Like the Japanese can make games based on Western culture. That's not a problem. You can make games about different types of cultures all over the world, and you don't have to be that specific race. I don't care who makes the game as long as it's good, but these people always have to keep bringing race. Exactly. It really annoys me. It really annoys me. Um, it really does, because when it comes to my country, race was like a big thing back in the day. We just like 28 years of apartheid, and yes, there are some racial issues still happening, but it's like people always want to bring it up all the time. I'm born after apartheid, so this idea of a rainbow nation, everyone's equal and stuff, was taught in schools and whatever. But in the past, everyone was different. Everyone was treated different based on their race. And it's sad to see the woke people trying to judge based on race. They're acting just like the people back in the day who oppressed others based on their race. They're acting just the same. Just the same. Uh, anyways, going back to these uh, tranny ideas, I have plenty of them, and I would like to see a lot of them really shine. Now, here's the thing. Most of these type of ideas will. Okay, I'm not gonna go crazy if a developer doesn't have an Hispanic, Puerto Rican developer. That doesn't mean anything to me. Exactly. I'm not gonna get angry if they don't have any um any Indian in. If you don't know, I have Indian heritage, so my ancestors came from India, and I won't get angry if a game company doesn't have any Indian developers or whatsoever. I won't get angry at that. You know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter. But some people actually make it like a big thing, and then everyone has to bow down to these people. But yeah, I won't be mad at all. I want to make games based on some African culture as well, and obviously, I don't come from that culture, but I can still do it. I can still make it. I can't be restricted from not making it. Mm, but yeah, it's become a major problem now that everyone has to see race and everything, and it really annoys me. I just don't like why we are going this route. A lot of my favorite games have non-Hispanic characters, the Yakuza series being a great example. Love those games, and I never complained once about being no Hispanic character. Many of many of my favorite characters from video games and anime are not from my own race. They're from different races as well. So it's like you can like characters from different races. It doesn't matter. But the woke people always think that you have to have the same exact character to like. Like you have to have like 100 Asian characters so all the Asians can like. When in reality, you can like whatever character you want. You can like whatever character you want. But I still don't understand how we got from how we got from segregation is bad to let's have every race have their own little safe space. I don't know how we got from point A to point Z so quickly. I don't know. And it does affect the video games a lot. It really does. The journalists can affect it because they write these terrible articles and they kind of guilt trip the developers into changing certain things. Or it could just be a bunch of random Twitter users who somehow get a couple of likes and, they kind of guilt trip the developers. Yeah, I hate this whole race thing. I wish we can go back by judging by character. Race shouldn't matter. Exactly. Race shouldn't matter. Let's see all the woke games that came out. All the games that changed to woke. Uh, okay. Now I am using the Brave browser. It's not giving me the best results because it's not collecting cookies. Chrome used to give me some pretty good results because because I guess cookies were enabled, and also it would just give me what I want. It's pretty hard to get used to Brave. I'm not really used to Brave. Okay, we have some old articles, but I want to see some recent ones. The National Review, even our games are now woke. Now, when it comes to video games, I am not the most hardcore gamer out there, but there are plenty out there who are. And oh, cool, I use Brave too. Use Brave too. I used to use Brave like a couple times back in 2018, but then I deleted it because I had no space, and now I have enough space on this laptop, and it's kind of confusing to get used to. Even our video games are now woke. Now, here's the thing: like, even the game companies get woke. Even the console companies get woke. PlayStation wants to censor the adult games. Microsoft wants to have full blown censorship across different platforms. And Nintendo, the family friendly company, will barely censor things, which is insane. And Xbox wants to get this Japanese market, but the problem with that is they need to stop being so pro censorship. They shouldn't be following Sony when it comes to the censoring of the adult games because a lot of people in Japan love that stuff. So if they're gonna censor that, that's gonna be a problem. Okay. My history with video games is this. When I was 6, Father Christmas brought a Commodore 64 and a cartridge for Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Now, I wasn't part of the old consoles. My first ever gaming console was a PSP. Then I got an Xbox 360, then an Xbox One, and I am thinking of possibly uh getting um well, I don't know, to be honest. I really want to get a console, but then again, it's like, which one of the two do I choose? Agreed, censorship ruins art and stories. Exactly. So I'm thinking of which console to get. When it comes to PlayStation, I know they're like when it comes to the adult games, they censor it fully. I just want to get a console to play Monster Hunter in. That's it. Cause I doubt I'll be playing every other game. I will be playing maybe a couple of games later, but mostly I want to get it for Monster Hunter. Like I got my Xbox One for Monster Hunter World, but I ended up playing quite a couple of other games as well on that console. So first, its main purpose it has to serve for Monster Hunter. Then I can get some other games as well. I don't want to get the okay. I might. My first console was a PS2, so So many fun titles. My brother had a PS2. He now gave it to me, and we have a lot of games. The PS2 has some really cool games. My favorite game on the PS2 was Dragon Ball Z Infinite World. That game was so fun, and we're still trying to beat the game because it's so difficult. It's so difficult. It's been like decades, and we're still trying to beat the game. PlayStation was something totally different. PlayStation 2 is something totally different compared to what we have now with the gaming industry. Okay, I can listen to this article, but I kind of refuse to. So I must confess, I had heard of a game called Watch Dogs Legion until I read the Atlantic staff written Ellen Lewis was going to be erased from the game. I didn't even realize Lewis, a well-regarded liberal journalist in the UK, had a side hustle as Laura Croft. But I suppose COVID-19 has changed everyone's work patterns. In fact, Lewis provided the voice of a journalist on a number of Legion in the Game's podcast, documenting a futuristic dystopia in which London strains under the jackpot of fascism. Legion's publisher Ubisoft confirmed it was dropping Lewis after being made aware of controversial remarks she made because she questioned the transgender ideology. Wow. 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 Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like plenty of these like these females are getting like completely ditched on because you question the Mayam ideology, you know. Back in the day, people would love to talk about women this, women that. Now it's not about that anymore, you know. And many feminists are quiet about this. They don't care about this, and they literally dropped her because she questioned something. She questioned transgender ideology. Okay, yes, there is an ideology with transgenderism. I don't follow it, but plenty do, you know. Okay, my favorite is Ratchet and Clank Deadlocked. That game was so much fun. Okay, Lewis is a supporter of trans rights and is even willing to recite the shibboleth. I don't even know what this is. She just has concerns about the impact of gender identification on single sex spaces. As she won in 2017 during the Tories government's since abandoned rushed to rewrite Britain's gender laws. Being a woman or a man now entirely in your head. In this climate, who would challenge someone with a beard exposing their penis in a woman's changing room? And this actually happened last year, by the way. You know, there was a guy, a sex offender, who went to this female section of a spa, and he was showing his wing wang, and oh my gosh, people were defending this person even after um, news came out. It was a sex offender. People got beaten up. People got beaten up by Antifa, you know, for protesting against We Spa. Damn, I got ignored, lol. Okay, wait. Uh, hold on. Okay, let me check the live chat. Cause top chat will just show top stuff. Let's just see the live chat. Okay. Damn, I didn't ignore you. I still notice you. Okay. So you question stuff, you get dropped. Okay, now Ubisoft will edit out a podcast and reinforce our background checks for partners in the future. Holy crap! Holy crap! You know, now you can't even get a job because people are going to be looking at your past. Wow, background checks. It's pretty insane. It's like you have to do background checks for this type of stuff. Oh wow. Okay. No one deserves to feel unsafe while playing a video game, and it's easy to see how the presence of someone like Ellen Lewis could have that effect. Now, here's the thing. I don't think people could have cared who was talking about, uh, uh, who was talking in the voices, which voice was whose. I don't think people really cared that much. But then when you look more into it, that's when people start to care. When you go down the rabbit hole, that's where people start to notice it. Like this chick, I don't even know who she is until now. Okay, and even if let's say I play the game, I don't even know who she was. Simple as that. The fact that they are scared of this one lady, they've been going unchecked for years. Honestly, unchecked for years, and now they are scared of people fighting back. Okay, that was basically it, the article. Uh, okay, but from what I got at this is that background checks is gonna become a thing. Wow. Anyways, I'm glad I'm working on my own company rather than joining another company. I don't like joining other companies. I really don't. I'm not a fan of that. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just that for me, I want to start from the bottom. It will be pretty tough, but that's where I'll start and that's where I'll go. From the bottom to the top with my own company. Okay. Plenty of games get woke. Some of them get broke. Some of the games are broken without even getting woke. uh, I miss those old days where we just put a game in a console and it would just play just like that. I miss those days. I really do. Now everything has to have like a bunch of updates. It does suck. It really does suck. Everything has to have like this crazy. We have to live in this crazy land, okay? It's not fair. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I missed this comment. Lol. I played a modded map for Call of Duty WAW called Trump versus Trannies. Okay, sorry, I never saw that comment. I never sorted it under live. Okay, I'm going to bed. Getting sleepy, unfortunately. I'll see you later, wifey. Have a good streamy day. Have a wonderful day and sweet dreams. Bye. Okay, so that's not what I want to see when I searched woke games, but okay. uh, I should have just searched this instead. Okay. This is the one thing I hate the most of is where we have people complaining about the armor. And the people who complain about the armor are SJWs. They don't care about morals, morality, or whatever. They just, you know, if you wore this in real life, you know what happens? You get cheered for. But of course, in a video game, you're not allowed to. You're not allowed to have stuff like that because it's evil, apparently. Okay, and these people aren't fueled by religion. Because if you talk about religion and purity, I can understand where you're coming from with stuff like this. You know, you may not like stuff like this. I can understand. But when it comes to like SJWs complaining about this, I I just I just don't understand because weren't you the ones totally fine with this when it happened in the real world? Why is it offensive in the fictional world? I don't know. Then we have uglification of characters. Um, the uglification. There's nothing wrong with looking ugly. It's just that not every character has to look ugly. The reason why they're actually making the females look ugly, this was literally said by the director of Horizon Zero. He said that he wants the females to he wants the main character because if she looked too pretty, then people would think she could break a nail, easily break a nail and cry or something like that. In one of those words, it said something like that. It basically said because we can't have her looking pretty and badass. Basically, in other words, to sum it up, that's what he said. That's what he said. You know, you can't have beautiful feminine character kicking ass because somehow that'll seem like the character is too unrealistic. It's a freaking video game, you know. Okay, okay, then there we go. Kids that play video games are a bunch of violent parasites of society who will end up perpetrating mass murders. Those games, you're playing a pile of satanic messages. Don't you get it? This was back in the day, by the way. The satanic panic. Oh, everything's gonna cause violence. Guess what happened? None of this caused violence. But now, these people in the background are now complaining. These the gamer culture is full of misogynistic, basement dwellers, sexist pigs who love only to harass women. Those games you play, I can't even. Those games you're playing are full of racism, homophobia, and sexism. Don't you get it? It's the same argument. Just switch a bunch of words over. That's it. That's it. It's now a new generation stating stuff like this. You know? Um, holy crap. Really? They did this? They did this and did this? Holy crap. I'm not surprised, honestly. They would do something like this. I mean, the hairstyle and everything like that. It's like, okay, it's modern day. It's modern day trends. Look at all the diversity in indie games. Yep, that's such diversity, okay? uh, West versus East. Look at that. They have all the fun stuff, while we have all the weird stuff. Finally, our struggle has been realized. We get this comic character out of sexualized, oppressive, and sexist costume. Well, are you gonna buy it? Pff, I wouldn't waste my money on this crap. Like this is how it works. The SJWs complain about, oh, this is sexist. Okay, it changes, and they don't buy it. They end up not buying the stuff anyways. Uh, what's this? Officer DVA at your service. The police are evil. Okay. Okay. What else? It's just video games. Oh well, it's just a video game. Who gives a damn? Meh. It's just sci-fi guys. Sci-fi guys. There are bigger problems. Ethics in journalism, is that even a thing? Fitness TV series. I'm trying to read this. I can't. It's so small. I can't even see it. I have to see it separately. It's so tiny. Here we go. Fitness TV series, books, social networks, first world problems. Who cares? Noble. Nobels for medicine and rocket science as well, if it's for social justice. Why are you doing this to me? Oh, that's how it works. That's how it works. That's how they get you, you know? And this is why I don't really want the S to win. Because they'll do this to me one day. Okay? No one can escape the wrath of the SJWs. Uh, we have geeksandgamers.com. Okay, wait. There's actually okay. So there's a YouTube channel. This has to be fake. This has to be fake. Wait, this channel has had 2.9.8 million subscribers with a bunch of videos calling geeks and gamers out. The channel was run by a proud SJW woman named Geraldine Pride, who is known to insight. Okay, when was this posted? Oh, last year. Is this true? I kind of I don't know. I don't know even if this is true. Wait, this is fake. Oh, okay. For a second I worried. I had like a freaking heart attack. Holy moly! I was like, wait, is this true? Is this true? But no, it's actually pretty fake. SJW Geeks and Gamers. Okay. Jeremy is bald. Dang, Jeremy. As you can see, Geraldine is a very successful businesswoman. Okay. What did I just read? Fact check true. I believe it. It's true, all of it. Okay. This was last year. Dang, how did I miss this? I am signed up to this site, by the way. Uh, it's an amazing site. It's actually a forum. You can actually go to it's forum. It's full of articles and whatnot. You can check it out yourself. For a second, I thought this was real. I was gonna have a major panic attack. I was like, holy moly! I don't have panic attacks that often. Okay, so we have okay. What's this? Okay, we're gonna just click topics. Friday night tights. Friday night tights. Friday night tights. Okay. Forums. Okay, let's check all the forums. Okay, we have gaming. Bow, 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 bow. Okay. Current events. Let's see if anything about social justice. I crave for hearing about social justice sometimes. I crave for it. Okay, we have. Okay, just news. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna end the video but before that, I have to say a couple of things. Hope you all have an amazing day. Hope you all have a wonderful, stupendous day. I am very, very tired, but I have to make a video for this channel. I think I should start working on that video game I promised, this visual novel with the trans character. I think I should start working on that. I think many of you will really like it. It's not going to be paid for. It will be free. It will also be me testing out my uh, visual novel what do you call it? The visual novel engine. So I've tested it in the past, but I never really published anything with it. So this time will be a proper test. It's been like a year since I've even used that visual novel engine. I'll use it. I'll make something out of it. Hope you'll all have an amazing day. Uh, bye.